What's up, everyone, and welcome to this special episode, this podcast episode. I got my coffee, the story time of the time I almost quit detailing. So welcome back to the Auto Detailing Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for checking it out. But I wanted to make sure I did a video and a podcast out of this because I think it's so important. In fact, I know it's important because I talk to a lot of you detailers out there that deal with this, that suffer with this. And it's like, what happens when you're just done? When you're just over detailing? You don't want to detail anymore, you want to quit. And unfortunately, or fortunately is the way I look at it now, this has happened to me numerous times over my tenure as a quote unquote professional detailer. And the first time it happened was about 2 years in, and that's right after the honeymoon period. I look at it as like, you know, you get excited about starting a business, it's a passion, you do it, you're running really hard to get new clients, and then around the 2-year mark, you're just exhausted. Whether you have a ton of clients or you don't, you're just exhausted from running so hard for so long. At least that's my story, and that's how it happened. Just beating the pavement constantly, without resting. And that's kind of where this whole podcast and then the timing for this podcast is going to come in, because I feel like this time of year is the most ideal time to rest, take a break, reset. And so that's what I found to be the best thing for me. And I'll be totally honest, I didn't figure this out until last year, this time. And I'll tell you what happened last year, this time. So resting and resetting is huge and will save you in your career. And let me explain my story, and I'll talk from experience for me at least, and then hopefully you can glean some insight about that so you don't end up quitting. And that's, you know, for me, I wanted to quit detailing, and I do want to quit detailing, but then I don't ever want to quit detailing because I love it and it's a passion. And I think that's one thing that's almost unfair as detailers, is that we get to do the coolest things. Think about this. I'm looking over at a Porsche 911 Speedster, and I'm sitting in my shop. Today's Sunday. I'm sitting by myself, recording by myself. And I'm like, man, we get to work on cool cars. We get to do what we love. We get to work outside or inside our own buildings. We get to talk to a ton of different people across multiple areas of life, right? So we get to gain this like insane perspective on life, on business. And I can't tell you the countless amount of times I've dealt with it or heard you guys dealing with it, where you get opportunities for other things in life because of detailing, whether that's staying at a vacation home for free, whether that's a business partner, whether that's an opportunity outside of detailing, whatever it may be. It's crazy how much detailing at the core has to do with all these other opportunities that pop up in our lives. So anyway, I was going through the motions, me personally, and taking little tiny breaks here and there. I called that Saturday and Sunday usually, sometimes not, but really trying to ramp up my online business and then my detailing business, and kind of really trying to go hard and build up this online thing and all this, and just running myself into the ground. And that is the point when I wanted to quit. Absolutely quit detailing altogether, walk away, hate it, never want to touch another car ever again. So I would take these mini breaks, like Saturday, Sunday, like I said, and wouldn't go out anywhere, wouldn't do anything, just kind of hang out with the fam and do that. And then I realized that's not enough. But I didn't realize it wasn't enough until it was too much. And then what I ended up doing was I ended up going on vacation. And so the wife and I set this goal. In fact, she really set the goal of wanting to save enough money to take the whole family to Hawaii. The whole family meaning us 5, 3 kids and my wife and myself. And so she set that goal for herself, and she worked really hard in her business. I was still doing my thing, obviously. And then she saved up enough money to take the whole family to Hawaii. And we went to Hawaii a few days after Christmas, and then stayed there through the new year, right? We were there total about a week. And what was crazy was I came back refreshed and recharged and ready to go, and just had a ton of ideas and inspiration and like vigor and like, oh gosh, I'm not smart enough to think of all the words that I was feeling at the time, but I was ready to roll again. And I remember I had a meeting with someone like a couple days after I got back, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing that every single year. I'm gonna reset. We're gonna go do something. I'm getting away, whether it's Hawaii, whether it's wherever, I'm going, and I'm gonna do that every single year. It was amazing to do that. Got back, was totally recharged, and that was last year. Now, as life gets busier and busier and busier, what I've realized is that you need to take these extended breaks more often. So maybe it's a 3 or 4 day weekend, or maybe it's, so one thing I've gone to is like once a quarter as a good goal, because it's easy to track the quarters, 4 quarters in a year, of course. It's easy to track the quarters of, okay, once a quarter, I'm taking the family and we're going somewhere. Now, it doesn't need to be Hawaii for 7 days or 8 days or whatever. And this isn't to brag to say that I went to Hawaii or any of that. It's encouragement to say you need to take a break. You need to reset and recharge and get creative, because if you don't, what will end up happening is you will have none of those creative juices left in you. You won't be able to produce more income. You won't be able to produce more content, which was in my case. You won't be able to be strategic about the moves that you want to make in your business to capture more clients, to level up that clientele level. You won't be able to do any of that if you're too bogged down in the day-to-day of what's going on in your business, and you don't give your body, your brain, a chance to reset, refresh, kind of get the juices flowing again, the passion flowing again. And this may be different. This may not be travel for you, but it may be hiking, or somewhere where you don't have cell service, or maybe it's just you and your girlfriend or your wife, or just you by yourself, and you buy a project van and you know, take the van down by the river I think I want to say a weekend or 3 days or 4 days, because I want to be conservative with, I understand that not everyone can take extended amount of time off, but I think there is something special about that like week-long thing. So maybe it's just camping for the week in your local town and finding a campground. Maybe it's sleeping in your car. I don't know what it is. And the point isn't to give you what you need to go do. The point is to tell you that you need to go do something. Maybe that's buying a project car, and for a week, all you do is work on your project car, and you kind of wrench on it and tinker with it, and you do whatever. Maybe it's painting down by the beach or the river or the lake or whatever. Maybe it's snowboarding or skiing or mountain biking or going on a cruise, which a lot of times can be a very inexpensive a less expensive way to travel. Could be a cruise. The point is, I avoided burnout and I avoided not quitting by doing this. And so I want to encourage you guys today to do it, to take a break, to go out, to do something that you love outside of detailing, and take a break, hang out with your family, and use this time in between Christmas and New Year's and the New Year, before you kind of hit it hard in the New Year, and it gives you a lot of momentum in the New Year, to go out and crush it for the New Year. So, because I was listening to a podcast this past week, and it said, you know, each one of us has very specific gifts that we can give to the world that only we can give. And I believe that's true for me and for you, and that there's very specific gifts that only you can give to the world, but you need to be able to acknowledge those gifts and be able to have enough energy to deliver on those gifts so that we can all enjoy them as the people watching you. So I hope you're encouraged by that one. Don't quit. Just give yourself a break. I did. I reset. Now's a great time of year to do that. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it brought value to you. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment below how you reset and recharge, especially for the new year, or quarterly, or whenever you do that. I'd love to hear what you do, so we can all kind of have a conversation in the comments. And I will catch you guys on the next episode. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And I'll see you in the new year. See ya.